I'm Chrissy Casciano.
I'm Jeff Kulikowski. Tonight, a Skinny Atlas teenager suffering from serious burns and other injuries from a fiery crash in Marcellus. He's still listed in critical condition at Upstate Hospital. And he's fighting chances only because of brave work by people who pulled him from the flaming wreckage, including an off-duty first responder who talks with News Channel 9's Andrew Donovan.
24-year-old Joe Santoro hadn't even left the parking lot of Marcellus Ambulance after an overnight shift. Now off duty, what he heard on the scanner, he could see up the hill.
The screams alone coming from the vehicle, and then the periods of silence every now and then due to the smoke in the vehicle was very, very gut-wrenching.
A 19-year-old driver trapped inside a burning car. Santoro, a volunteer firefighter in Liverpool, threw on his gear, knowing seconds mattered between life and death.
At one point, there was silence and, saying, hey, can you hear me? Are you still there? And just hearing, yeah.
A signal for Santoro and responding deputies to keep going.
We were just trying to talk to him, make sure that we had a constant line of communication with him and that he was being reassured that we're coming, we're gonna get you out of here. I know it's tough right now, but just keep fighting with us. We're gonna get you out of here.
Did he say anything specific that you remember?
When we got him out, he said thank you.
6 minutes that felt like forever.
It was probably one of the most gruesome scenes I've ever seen. From the upper leg down, the patient's pants were on fire.
They got him into an ambulance, headed for the hospital, and then took care of each other.
I went over to the deputy who was right next to me, and face soot covered, had tears in his eyes from the smoke alone, probably some of the dry chem extinguisher. And it was a good moment to have, hey, how are you doing? Do you need anything else? He reached out and shook my hand. There were shards of glass in his hand and stuff like that. He went above and beyond what anybody could have done there in normal clothes, street clothes.
The 3 deputies who didn't have the luxury of fireproof gear were sent to the hospital too.
There's absolutely no hesitation on those deputies' part to try and save that young man's life. Somebody
so young, who has a whole bunch of life, who has a whole bunch of goals and ambitions to live out, it does affect you. It affects you pretty hard.
A community is praying, but 19-year-old Trey Michelle has a new group pulling for him too. In Syracuse, Andrew Donovan, News Channel 9.
They all went above and beyond. 2 of the 3 deputies are now out of the hospital. They were treated for smoke inhalation. A third also suffered burns.